There will be a preview night on the 20th, and attendance registration will be open at 9 o'clock on Saturday, the February the 5th. That's kind of late, but yeah.
That's a lot of late.
Yeah.
So if you're in that area, you probably are registered already, and if you haven't, sorry.
I think we've already probably mentioned everything that we're probably going to cover. If anything comes up that we're going to cover, well, you'll find out in the middle of the episode.
Oh, and we need to make one last thing. Genesis and Killer Bee know about this. As some of you guys may have not found out or not, which you should have known by now, because it's been a few weeks since this happened. The tragedies in Japan.
Yeah, we have a relief video up, and on the video we have the link to the Red Cross donation site for the relief efforts in Japan.
But this is not really a promotion video. This is not promotion for that video. But if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. We won't stop you. If you don't want to look at it, okay, fine. That's your choice.
All right. So what now?
We could do an overview of the Final Fantasy games.
Let's not get that deep into it yet.
Yeah, we don't want to overwhelm people with knowledge.
Okay, guys. One thing I want to mention to you who are listening: we, as of right now, have a cheesy banner up for our YouTube channel, I believe.
Yeah, a really, really cheesy banner. It was a last-minute deal that I found on some last-minute site.
And I have a request for all you that are good at writing, that are good at drawing, for fan fiction, whatever. I believe Justice would bring this up, but he forgot about it, so I'll bring it up. If you are really good at drawing, or if you're looking at fan fiction and you want us to read it, or to, let people know about it, send it to us and we will review it. And if we like it enough, we'll put it on here and we'll give you credit. And same for the fan art at the same time. If you want to show us the stuff, then send it to us and we'll check it out. If we like it, we'll show it on the video, or send a link to it. We'll give you guys credit for it. And I have actually a request for all you that are really good at drawing fan art. We need a banner of basically chibi versions of all of the cast members on this broadcast.
Or just the characters in general. They don't have to be chibis, but we prefer chibis.
We prefer chibis. It's cute.
Yes, they are cute.
Okay, but we would go.
Well, according to Genesis, Chibi Gara is not cute. He's sexy.
Chibi Gara is sexy.
Chibi Gara is sexy. I will admit that.
That's my
Anyways.
That's my next question to all the viewers. Who thinks that Chibi Gara is sexy? Who thinks that Gara is a sexy chibi? I do.
Anyways, I just have a request for you guys. If you have the time, to draw us a banner for our YouTube channel. And the only requirements for this is we would prefer to have chibis of all the characters, but if you do not want to draw chibis, it's fine. You can draw regular versions. But like we said, chibis are cute, and we would like to have them. But you're looking at, as of right now, 4 people. Genesis, Kenshin, Killer Bee, and Yajirobe. And I googled Yajirobe chibi pictures. There are none. But I did find one of Yajirobe in nothing but a loincloth.
Dear God.
Yeah, those are images you don't want. I'll tell you that now.
Anyways, but that and the other requirement, since our name is Otaku Night, put them on a grassy plain field on a hill where a moon is shining in the background with stars.
I'm going to reiterate what it said, because if you heard what I heard, you heard grassy playing field. What he meant to say was grassy plain field. Kind of like a flat land or something like that. Or like on a cliff overlooking a forest or something.
A cliff would actually be cooler.
Yeah, a cliff would be cooler.
With the forest in the background, yeah, make it that instead.
Yeah, if you want to draw it funny, draw Kenshin ironing his hair. Draw Killer Bee making a rap. Draw me, Genesis, in a corner reading Loveless.
And Yajirobe eating a bowl of rice.
Yeah, have
him running, eating the bowl of rice.
Have him turned around, eating a bowl of rice. You don't see his face. You just see him hunched over, rice flying beside his face. And
Bulma, of course.
Measuring her boobs.
let's not go that far.
hey, I want to see that. I will post...
Or at least make it to look she's pressing them against each other. I think that'll work.
Alright, so we've got the mangas out of the way. We've got the anime review out of the way. We've got the games out of the way. Kenshin brought up the fanfiction out of the way. I've given you many questions. The first one, who is annoyed with the 4Kids version of Luffy's voice? The second question, who understands what's going on in Bleach right now? The third question, who is tired of the Naruto fillers? Question 4 is now, who thinks that Gaara is a sexy chibi?
All these questions could be answered in the comments below, as long with criticisms for the broadcast. And we are going to be reading these comments out over this. So if you have something funny to say about us, or if you want to make fun of us, go ahead. Just be nice about it, I guess. Don't be insulting about it.
No flame.
Yes, and we do not feed trolls, so...
Yeah. One comment is all you get on this. I don't want to spend the next 30 episodes reading 50 of your comments each episode. We will find your best comment, or your first comment, and we will read it online, or on air. So, say you don't want us to read the comment. Well, send it to our YouTube inbox, or send it to our email, which is going to be otakunight@live.com. That will be in the description bar. Don't know how to find the description bar? I'm sorry.
How did you get on the site if you cannot find a description bar?
Yeah, how do you manage the site if you can't find a description bar? But in the subject of the message, just put comment, do not read on air. And we'll take your comment to heart. We won't read it on air. Or we may mention it, but we won't say your name or anything. Because your opinions do matter. Whether they're insults or they're compliments. We want to know that people are hearing what we say and that they have an opinion, that it matters to them.
And guys, one more thing, if I can remember.
This seems to be a recurring theme in this episode. Can we remember? That's what it's going to be called. Episode 1, Can We Remember?
Okay, I remember now. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas for the series, let us know, and we will credit you for that idea. If you have any suggestions for us, let us know. Anything at all, as far as criticism goes, we will take it considerably, and we will take your feedback, and we will try to make this a better broadcast overall.
Alright, now that we got all that out of the way, who remembers the classic animes?
I remember them fondly.
Yes.
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days of anime. I want to take this time, we may do this again in later episodes, but I want to take this time in this episode to reminisce about the classic animes. The godfathers of current anime.
Which would be, of course, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, and the early Gundam.
Don't forget Robotech.
Yeah, Robotech.
Yeah, at least somebody remembered Robotech. I couldn't remember Robotech whenever Kenshin last mentioned it. I briefly remember Robotech, but...
I remember flashbacks of the show.
Yeah, flashes are all I can remember, just certain battle scenes.
Okay, I guess we could do overviews of the classic animes of what we can remember. I could easily overview Rurouni Kenshin, considering I've watched all of the season stuff in dub. Basically, Rurouni Kenshin, in the beginning of the series, you are met in basically where this assistant dojo master, Karu, basically attacks Kenshin because she thinks he's the legendary Batosai the Manslayer. Ironically, he is, but she doesn't know this.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, yes. Spoiler alert, because if most of you haven't heard this by now, you're probably not going to jump straight into looking into it. If you are, I'm very sorry. But I fully recommend you check that series out. It's basically the preset for any anime you would like today, because it was the perfect mix of slight romance, comedy, and action. It basically set the basis for all dual-wielding animes and mangas.
Dual-wielding?
Sword-wielding. Bleh. Even though there was one character in the show that did dual-wield.
Which one?
I can't remember, but I know it happened. Oh, it was Aoshi after his encounter, after his sword got broke.
Oh, yeah, and he used the double sword. I remember that now.
Yeah. It was later on, though.
Yeah, Kenshin set like the precedent for, I would say, like modern day Inuyasha, quite possibly Bleach. Well, I would say
modern day Inuyasha without all the fillers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleach, I would say.
Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. Naruto, somewhat.
Naruto not as much.
Yeah, not as much, but it does have some hints of old Kenshin style in it.
Yeah, a lot of the comedy is very Kenshin-ish. But anyways, it has started from going to overview to talking about others, so I guess I'm not going to go into the overview that much. Guys, I definitely recommend checking this show out or reading the manga. Really, the manga is always better than the anime. That's a rule of thumb.
Yeah, it is. It's like a book is better than the movie.
Yeah.
So, definitely check it out. Anyways, but I definitely recommend it. Just check it out, give it a chance. Keep in mind, this is back from the 90s when Toonami was still around.
Toonami?
When it was good.
Okay, who just laughed at the fact that Kenshin just said Toonami?
Toonami. Yes, I'm very tongue-twisted today.
Well, if we're going to be doing recommendations, I have like 2 series that I have to recommend.
Go ahead.
One of them is Fairy Tail by Hiro Mashima, and if you don't know who Hiro Mashima is, he's the one who did Rave Master.
Oh, God. I love that series.
Yes, that Fairy Tail is similar to it. In fact, some of the characters look like they belong in Rave Master.
Awesome.
I was about to say, so it basically goes to a what's the manga company that keeps publishing the same characters over and over and over again in stories?
Clamp.
Yeah, I was about to say, basically it's a Clamp.
Well, they look drastically different, but it's just the art style. You can tell.
Oh yeah, guys. If you don't know who Clamp is, they're the writers who did Cardcaptor Sakura series
and Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles.
And if you've ever read them, you know what we're talking about on how it's very similar. I mean, they literally use the same characters but in different costumes, and in some cases they use the same name.
All right, well, that's what I'm saying. Fairy Tail basically follows the tale of a guild of mages in a world called Fairy Tail. Basically, it's a world of magic, and some of the main characters... Well, the first character meets Lucy Heartfilia, who's a celestial spirit mage, which, to make long-term short, is a summoner, who summons the celestial spirits using a key. And by celestial spirits, I mean the 12, 13 keys of the Zodiac. And then you meet the two other main characters, who the story centers around, Natsu Dragneel and the cat Happy.
Wait. What's the cat's name?
Happy.
Wow.
Before I get to Nacho, I'm just going to go ahead and explain Happy. He is a blue cat who can fly.
I didn't know we were going to Alice in Wonderworld here.
Alice in Underworld?
I'm not making stuff up. It is a flying cat that hatched from an egg.
Alice in Underworld? What?
Wonderworld.
Wonderland.
Wonderland.
Okay,
my tongue's been twisted. Okay.
My next question to the viewers: who's going to bash Kenshin in this episode?
I'm not as bad as this, okay?
And then there's Natsu Dragneel. He's a dragon slayer, which means he learned magic specifically designed to slay dragons. He's the fire dragon slayer, which basically he's able to cloak himself in flames and punch people. And no, I'm not talking about Avatar way of doing some kind of karate stance and punch. And no, I mean he literally cloaks himself, his fist in fire, and punches the living hell out of somebody.
Nice.
He can also breathe fire, and he can make himself stronger by eating someone else's fire.
Oh, good lord.
And he's not the only dragon slayer, because the guild gets like 2 others, and then there's an artificial one.
Alright, so what's your other anime?
Air Gear.
Of course.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure we shouldn't explain that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to the best of my ability to. Air Gear centers around, Minami Iki Itsuki, who is a 15-year-old junior high student, also known as Eastside's toughest babyface.
What?
Eastside's toughest babyface.
Wow. Okay.
And in the beginning of the series, he leads a gang called the Eastside Gun, and this is all in Japan.
Nice.
And one day, he got into a fight with another gang. And one of the gang members called in this group of storm riders who ride these things called AT, which, long term short, are basically rollerblades with motors in them. and the group that they fought is called the Skull Satyr. And long story short, they beat the shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but they beat the crap out of him.